This is going to be a session on inverted pyramids, but I'm going to go into detail on how to use some astrological number sequences and also how to find out what persons are involved in these different events and situations. Now, if we took somebody born on June 14th, 1971, we're not using this 1971 at all. So we'll put a line through it. So we're only using June and 14th, which equals 20. And in 2017, it's a 10-1 year, which is a 1 year. So if they take 20 and 1, they're in a 21-3 cycle. And 21-3 basically is what they call a very spiritual type of year. 21 has to do with, if you look at a tarot card, it's the world. And if you look at the alphabet, it's the 21st letter of the alphabet, which is the U, and it has a lot to do with sharing. Now, 21-3 also means overcoming problems after a struggle or success after a struggle. Now, when we look from January to March of 2017, because that's the year we're doing, it shows a 23. Now, a 23, as I explained, 23-5, is help from people in high places and assistance of people in authority. But it also relates to people born on the 5th, 14th, 23rd of any month. And also people with an E, N, or W initial, because E's the 5th, N's the 14th, and the 23rd letter of the alphabet is a W. So during that period, one would expect somebody to get help or assistance from people in authoritative positions. Now, this is where we hit the second aspect. In the same period, it's around March, April, right where you get the transition. It's right here, and it goes there. It goes from this area, 3 to 1. So over here, 3-1 means the needs of others come first. A lot of times something comes up about a medical place, and people usually feel a little cut off or isolated or cloistered because it's the planet Uranus, and it's could be a dealing with somebody born on the 4th, 13th, 22nd, or 31st of any month, and anybody with a D, M, or V initial, because D is the 4th, M is the 13th, and V is the 22nd. And of course, there is no 31st letter. So we're looking now at this aspect. So we covered this and this. Now, from April through June, the person's in a 37-1, which I put here. And as I said, 37-1 means getting benefits through the opposite sex. In other words, somebody else either helping somebody or assisting them or being cooperative. But also, it's a Leo number because 37 is a 1, and it can involve people born on the 1st, 10th, 19th, or 28th day of any month. August are Leo people, February are Aquarius, and anybody with an A, J, or S initial would also be involved, and it's a Leo number. Now, when we look at the 7 at the bottom, the apex of the inverted triangle, that the person's going through a learning or a training situation. Because, first of all, the 34-7 is learning by experience. And the 7 has to do with, and this hits about late June, middle to late June, whatever, the middle of the year. People with a G or a P initial, people born on the 7th, 16th, or 25th day of any month, also a G or a P initial. So and when somebody's in a 7, there could be medical, dental, diagnostic matters, and it's a lot of learning and introspection in that period. Now, when we talk about between June and September, the person went into what they call the 77-4 series. We already discussed some of this. Now, what happens in the 7-4 series, there's either friendships or whatever through money or work situations. Now, that could be someplace that somebody deals or does business with. It could be somebody that works in a place that they go in, that they're around, or somebody that they work with, or somebody they meet who is working through a work or money situation. But because the 7 and the 4 equals an 11, it could be people born on the 2nd, 11th, 20th, 29th, anybody with a B, K, or T initial, born at the end of June or in July, or a Cancer, or a February, or Aquarius. I'm not trying to confuse the situation, but I'm writing it all down. Now, between September, October, they hit this other cycle, like they hit at the first quarter. At the third quarter, they hit the 41. 41 is doing something on the side, either extra work or side job, or something they do part-time, or an activity or a job. Sometimes they'll start doing an activity like bowling or going to a children's soccer games all the time. Something that's on the side comes into their lives. Now, the year finishes out between October through December in the 43 cycle. We see the 4-3. And the 43 is feeling very tied down and frustrated. Again, because of the 7, it's people born on the 7th, 16th, 25th of any month, having a G or a P, which is the 7th and 16th letter. And also, the letter X would also apply. And the letter Y would apply, excuse me. Also, if a person has a Y in their name, any place, because it's an odd letter. So a G, P, or Y. Y is the 25th letter. X is actually the 24th. So this is the way we analyze this little chart. And if this was the year 2017, the person had a 20 achievement in a 1 year, 21-3, this is what we would say. Now, looking backwards with this person in 2016, which of course is this year now, they were in a period of planning, and it was the awakening for future situations. Now they're in a period of kind of like seeing their situations come to some fruition, and all these events and all these contexts come up in a situation. But this is how we read it. It's actually a little chart of the year, and it gives you some insight as to whom and what. And you have to really look at this. That people should review the tapes that I had on the inverted triangles previous to this. I'm always giving tips about the numbers and the combinations, and this is how you learn. Go over it again and again and again, because I've been doing this a long time, and I want to really relate this to other people. And review it, and believe me, you'll learn.